Hey guys, my name's Alex. I got a haircut. It looks really short, but today I'm gonna be talking about how much I made reselling in February 2026. So I made a video in January going over it, and what I made through all the apps reselling was $350. And I told myself I want to double it for February and do double as much as that, so around $650. I actually did way more than that, and I'm gonna tell you guys how I did more than that and what I stayed on top of to really get the sales flowing. So what I do is I write down every individual sale. Like, I go through my Depop and I write down every single price of like the payouts, and then I add them together so I get like an accurate amount. So for Depop I made $822.78. So my tips for Depop this month was I uploaded about 5 things a day. Last month in January, I was kind of pick and choose. I would like post a few things one day and then the next week a few more things. This month I really stayed on top of it and tried to put, as much listings I could out per day. And if you post 5 to 10 listings a day and you have, let's say, 50 listings at the end of the week, you're guaranteed to at least sell 10 if they're good quality in-demand pieces. Or also just listings as you're thrifting them or picking them up. That's also something that I started doing because I always, get stuff and thrift stuff and then just keep it piled up or keep it in my car for months. You have to like actively list it as you're picking it up. I didn't use eBay in January, but in February I did, and the fees are actually insane. At first I started boosting things and it would take more than 0.5% of my revenue, and it wasn't even worth it like at that point. So I wasn't going to do eBay anymore because I was selling a Carhartt jacket for $60 and getting 28. So what was the point of that? But I stopped boosting stuff and I got a few sales, so it kind of seemed worth it. And in eBay overall, I made $203.59. My tip for eBay is that it's a different niche than Depop. You have more users and I feel like more older people who want, jackets and that type of stuff in Depop. So on eBay, I was listing like skiing pants, skiing vests, all that type of stuff, and it was selling almost immediately, where if I put on Depop, it would not sell at all, or it would take months. And then obviously on Depop, you have your niche. People want, like vintage surf and skate wear and stuff like that, Y2K and all that. Whether on Depop or on eBay, it wouldn't sell as quick as Depop or get more traction or more likes because they're different niches, I guess. My overall total for February was $1,024, which is a lot more than $300 that I made in January. I have some traveling to do in March, so I don't think I'm going to be making anywhere near as much as I did in February, but I picked up some tips this month, which were, listing immediately after I thrift the stuff, bring them home and just take the pictures and list. And, the more listings, the more you're gonna make. And that sounds obvious, but for so long I would just, have stuff pile up and be like, oh, I'll get to it. But no, like, you need to, like, get to it. Because if you're a reseller, you definitely have a pile of clothes that are like, oh, I'll get to that, or oh, I'll list all of those this day, and then you don't get around to it. But if you just take the hour to lay them all down and list them and have those 10 listings up in one day, you're guaranteed at least like 1 or 2 sales like almost immediately. I keep track in my notebook, so it's on like physical paper instead of like my notes or anything. Just easier for me to like go back and look back. So next month or whenever I do it again, I can go look back at the other months and kind of compare, and at the end of the year see like what months I did higher and what I did differently. But yeah guys, I make a lot of thrifting content, so if you're new, please subscribe, check them out, and thanks for watching.